Hello, this is Steve, Dichroic Glass Man. Now's the time to look at the positive side of this door. The first three got us here. Why the door even arrived. It was a self-challenge. A lot happened through the transformation, through the whole process, the feelings, the seemingly internal messaging, and yeah, all that stuff. It all adds up to something. Should have realized that the scarab was my rebirth, because that's what that means. So let's kind of look and walk through the panel. Let's talk about this a little bit. Colorblind, synesthesia, what the hell, what the hey, all that stuff. So let's look at some of the glass use. One of the most peculiar things I see is this way that I did this outside border in this. This is called mottled glass, these polka dots. And it's Yoga Haney, Uroboros, Bullseye makes it. It's actually a hazmat issue, by the way, if you didn't know that. Bullseye is, or they're not making models, I don't know. So I love models. It gives you a real organic look. It looks like acid rain. This is one of my favorite colors. Well, when you see it illuminated up here, like up at the top, look at these prints, like puppy paws, like cat's paw and Kokomo. Kokomo has one called cat's paw. So anyway, it's very unique that this turned out like this irregular border. I've never done that before, and I've made over 2,000 panels, let's say. I've never done that, even to this day. It's a really weird, I don't know, it's hard to explain. It just is. But I wasn't free to draw this panel as though I was guided to draw this panel. There was absolutely, without question, something telling me, you're not going to like that, you're not going to like that, that's what you're going to like. It was as though something behind me was doing this, like something behind me was standing behind me saying things. These are called Beveldine Bevels. Beveldine, Beveldine, LLC, out of Orange, California. Alice and Cynthia, two terrific people in the industry for representing Beveldine. And so this is a bevel and this is a bevel. I believe there's 28 in the series. This one comes with a left and a right, and the same as above. Not all of them do. And they weren't made necessarily to do this. They were made so that you can interface them. There is no bevel sets with Beveldine. There's 28 individual bevels. It's up to your configuration, to what you consider to be a cluster or what you consider to be the match. Now these are Beveldines as well. I've had many people ask me, where do you get the elliptical bevels? They're made by Beveldine. This is a B10. That's the smaller of the two. The B9 is an inch longer. So this is the small. And I talked to Beveldine, and they're now going to, we're bringing in, not we, but with the idea, I have a little bit of clout there, and we're going to do a smaller version of the Bs, so of the 910s. So you're going to love that. This is a component I've used many times as above, so below. The split, the night, the dark, the duality, all that kind of stuff that we have in so many things. Hot, cold, left, right, boy, girl, all the dualities. And seemingly it's an important symbol for me. I use it a lot. And then it is 7 chakras, six above these 3, and then coming down to 1. I can't tell you any of this is correct. Can't tell you. What would I know? Colorblind. I'm a logical thinker when it comes to design. I'm very symmetrically and very accurately in tune. I'm not a theoretical, meaning a hand drawer, just out of the blue draw a butterfly on your hand that's ducking from a hummingbird or a predator. I couldn't do that. Could not do that. But with the Genesis system, I teach in ways of tables and integration of the circle and the rectangle. This is called the seed of life. It's a metaphor. It doesn't exist. Don't ask for the pack of seeds. It's not on Amazon. I've actually had some people say, where do I get these seeds? Well, what's fascinating about the center 6 petals, the center to the fruit of life, the seed of life, or the big dog, the flower of life, based on 90 petals. This is 42. The basis of the center, starting out with the 6, creating the same shape as the beehive, is called the 6 degrees of separation. Eventually, I'm going to know somebody you know. It's kind of like Facebook, mutual friends. That's one-on-one tier. But if you knew somebody who was a cousin to somebody who knew somebody, yeah. It's this idea, and some call it an illusion, that we're all connected. Through the 6 degrees of separation, that is. We're all connected. Somehow. It's kind of fascinating. Well, it's the basis, it's the center. It's one of the oldest symbols on Earth, and it dates to Sumeria, which is considered to be the oldest civilization on Earth. I am not a historian. I'm a person that gets channeled, and I receive a lot of information. I haven't read a book in over 10 years. La-di-da. Doesn't matter anything. Maybe your self-awareness is your teacher and your guide, as it has been in my life. So I don't play let's just say I'm having fun being taught and realizing. So my main theme was the seed of life, the 42, because it's the only one that's going to fit on a door panel. Remember, this is 20 inches wide, 20 1/4. I couldn't use the larger petals because they're bigger. There would be no room. In fact, maybe I could, but it would be wall to wall, and there would be no edge whatsoever, and they would perhaps barely fit anyway. So when you're making these seed of life and flower of life, folks, the seed of life 42 petals is 4 wide. That's how you measure. You base that as your diameter. All this stuff around it is fluff. These are custom. These shapes. The bevels do exist, and my dichroic lamination process makes it really easy. If the bevel or the jewel, this is called a jewel, it's a faceted little guy. If a bevel and jewel exists with a flat back, we can laminate it with dichroic glass. Literal glass without heat, because it's a lamination process, not a fusing heat process. But when it came to these little baby scarabs or things, I laminated stained glass textures in order for this to happen. There is no bevel set. This isn't a bevel, it's a jewel. 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces of glass had to be thought of, invented, so to speak, designed, and then manufactured. You had to make them. So the 6, everything is 6. Everything is 6. So there's 6 of these jewels, there's 6 of these. Everything is based on 6. So I took the concept as above below. It seemed fitting that should be the headdress. Something starting the evolution of thought downwardly. Starting at the top. Beautiful colors coming out.